last technique for our first Q brown belt, right? This is also the last level before you start your first degree black belt material. So this is it, finishing up the last of the brown belt stuff so that you can begin learning all of the black belt stuff, which is going to include, of course, its own set of techniques, forms and sets, but then we go back to yellow, orange, and purple, and there are two extensions, two separate versions for every one of those techniques where we ask some of the questions of, well, what if this didn't work? It kind of takes all those techniques from the level that they're at, like those initiate level of yellow, orange, and purple, and makes all of them techniques that are more advanced, more appropriate at a black belt stage, and they each get two versions, right? So altogether, you're looking at like 100 extensions plus the 20 separate techniques that are in first degree black belt, plus all the forms that you've done up to this point, right? For first degree black, we run all of those as well. And then within black belt itself, we also have the long six and Basai that you have to learn, and finger set 1. So that's a lot of material. It's not uncommon for that to take about a year. When someone gets their first degree brown and starts the process of training, you can of course speed that up using the video instruction and using private lessons, and I encourage that. I actually have a separate class that meets once a week just for people that are at that first brown stage, at least at that first brown stage, or anyone working in black belt, where we can work on just their material, right? We don't do any like exercises, warm-ups. That is not intended to be a workout class. That is just instructional for the entire like hour where we're learning forms and sets and doing techniques that continue on the black belt stuff, as well as kind of coaching for how to be an instructor, right? That's kind of where I build my team of instructors up. So this is it. This is the last one you need before you get into that process, right? The final levels, the instructor level here of first degree black. So this technique is also going to introduce the pistol as the weapon that you're being attacked with. And I know there's systems out there that start pistol disarms a lot earlier. If you do Krav Maga, it's going to introduce that earlier. It's going to introduce knife before we do. But I think that runs the danger at a very, very beginning level of giving somebody a higher sense of confidence than they have earned at that stage. So we put all of that off. With first degree black, we're going to see more the actual techniques in first degree black. We're going to have more of the pistol disarms as well. But we don't even start to initiate that. We don't look at them until we reach this stage, right? That's kind of once you're getting into black belt. And even at this level, you've only recently been introduced to the knife stuff. So there's only a small handful of knife defenses that we have. So the attack, the threat is a little more dangerous. We expect the skill sets of who we're working with to be higher, that they've earned the right to learn these techniques when you're in that level of threat and danger. We don't want to give someone a false sense of confidence early on before they're ready and have them in a dangerous situation assume that they can handle themselves when they can't, right? That just gets people killed. So the pistol hold up, and when you're dealing with attacks with a pistol here, generally speaking, the way we categorize them is if it's kind of held toward from the center line of your body over to the left side, or the center line in your body over to the right side. What that's going to determine is which direction of the arm you move to, because we, in either case, want to get to a safe position. The worst position to be is right in front of that gun. We want to move either to the inside, which is what this first technique is going to do. That's moving you closer to his other arm, right? So that's not the best option. Or if you can, move to the outside. However, even though moving to the outside might be a better option, more secure to move that way, because I'm not moving closer to his other weapon, if he's holding the pistol up from the center line of my body over to the left, I'm having to cross it a lot further to get to that side. I want to go whichever will involve the quickest movement to get there, right? So if I'm moving that gun all the way across my center line, if taking a longer path to get around the thing, then I'm risking the danger there of getting shot even more so. We want to be able to snap and be either on the inside or be on the outside, right? Immediately, quick. We want to move faster than you can see what's happening. So as we move forward with this, of course, if any of the pistol ones, it's a good idea to already have your hands up, right? This also says like non-confrontational. You're trying to be diplomatic about things. It doesn't look aggressive, right? So we want to show that we're not being aggressive, that we're being submissive, and of course if we can talk them out of whatever it is they want money, give them the money. You want your car keys, give them your car keys. Maybe possibly even toss the wallet that way or toss the car keys that way so that as they can turn and get their car keys, you can be making an exit, right? That's always a safer strategy. It's just stuff, give it to them. But if you really get that sense of, no, this is personal, or this person's unhinged and they're not trying to rob you, they will just as easily kill you, then you may not have any other option. So in this instance, we're going to move to the inside of his arms. We assume he's holding it with the right hand. I step forward with the right foot, and you want to, as quick as possible, blade your body sideways. And you want that gun to be next to you once you've made that movement, right? Don't step back with it where there's still space where it can move. You want to close that distance so that your body is in the way. He has to turn his wrist if he's going to re-point the gun, and we're not going to give him that option either, right? So as you step forward with the right, we're turning hard and fast sideways. We're going to bring the left arm up. This is like a frame on the inside here of the hand. Here, that's that thing protecting you from him just kind of turning his hand. Here, we want to keep a strong frame with this. The other hand, we want to, as fast as possible, grab the top of the barrel, grab the back and top side of the barrel where you've got good control of the pistol close to where he's holding it himself, right, but from the top end. All of that has to happen in move one. In move one, you've got to get here right away, right? In fact, that's probably the most important part of this technique is practicing on this side. And we'll practice in black belt, we'll have a technique that will do the mirror of that. We'll move to the outside, doing essentially the same setup, right? So first step, this is our frame, just keeping him from being able to twist the gun back on us. Nice strong frame against the side of the gun, while at the same time grabbing the top and back side of the gun closest to the wrist that you can get, closest to his hand, while still holding on to that gun, right? We want control of, not in the knife case, we usually want control of the hand that's holding the knife. For the gun case, go straight for the gun. Go grab the weapon. And if you don't have any control of the hand holding it, that's okay, right? We want to come away with their weapon in this instance. So coming up, boom, here, step one, the most important step. Now from here, we're going to shoot an eye jab straight out, fast, and come right back to where we were. Boom, into his eyes, right? We're not going to play around. Eyes and groins are fair game when you're dealing with knives and guns, right? So we're going to shoot that hard and fast into his eyes and hope that lands, because that will make the rest of this a lot easier if he's unable to see. And in fact, he may let go of the gun completely just out of reflex. Getting hit in the eye really hurts. From here, we're going to grab the pistol, and we're going to turn his wrist like you're doing an inward wrist lock. So you want your hands tight on the gun, right? Not so much his wrist this time, but we want to hold the gun and turn the gun point up in such a way that you're turning his wrist inward, like a wrist lock, as you step back with your right foot. Now, this is important too. We don't want to be holding the gun so that the barrel sweeps around like this. We want that sucker to point straight up. Turn it up, and as you step over, it stays pointing up to the ceiling the whole time, or up to the sky the whole time, right? We're not endangering anybody else in this area here. So you sweep, turn the pistol up high as you twist his wrist. We come up as you step back, right? Now, he won't have a firm grip on it here, but to help, we're going to pull it out of his hands so that we have the gun. at the same time, you're going to front kick, right? That can go to his face, but I actually like, in this case, kicking him in the ribs because it gives you something to push off of as you pull the gun out. You want to come away holding that thing and step back good 2 paces and hold him there, right? You have control of the situation now, and you're far enough away that he can't, in turn, respond the way you did and take the gun back, right? And when you're practicing this, right, get into this position, don't get in the habit of getting here and then immediately coming back to square and handing the gun to your partner again. You want to do the repetitions a lot, but hold this for a second. Give yourself that muscle memory of coming to that position. The last thing you want to do, and it's almost silly, but it has happened, is that if you had to actually do this to someone, you successfully take the gun away and then you turn around because you've been practicing it that way, you hand it right back to them. Let's not do that. So step forward, jab to the eyes, spear hand to the eyes, come back, sweeping that gun up as you step back. This is capturing the rod. We're going to pull the gun out as you kick and step back 1 or 2 paces so that they can't come back to you, and hold them there as long as you need to. Tell them to get down on the floor, right? Now you're in control of the situation. And again, we're not going to do a lot of real fancy stuff either when it comes to gun. We're going to do simple, quick, get you safe. We try to do that with a knife as well. So again, capturing the rod, pistol is up, and it's from center line over to the left. We're coming up, grabbing, spear hand, step back, pointing the gun high, pull it out as you kick, and get back, holding the gun on the attacker, on the opponent, right? Coming back to a good, strong position where you've got them covered and that you're safe. And tell them, of course, to get down. Get down on the ground, put your hands down, put your hands on the back of your head, right? Get them in a submissive position there and take control of the situation. So that is capturing the rod. Again, rod's going to be code for pistol. So anytime we see pistol in the name, we assume that's going to be a gun disarm of some kind. So one more time from the front, we're coming to the inside, spear hand, wrist lock, pull and kick, and back up. Controlling the situation. And that is the last technique of first cue brown belt, which starts your journey towards first degree black belt with our next step. So